In this short video, we're going to talk about how to make a sphere. If you remember from your first lesson, I showed you how to make a compass by making 2 points within some rigid material. In your first project, you were using cardstock or paper. Same principle applies to using cardboard. That's where the screw or the nail comes in handy, a marking instrument. To cut things out, we are dealing with a more fluid edge on circles, so maybe you might want to try cutting with scissors. If not, we do have a utility knife. It just takes a bit of practice to get a circular edge with a flat knife. So I'm going to move these aside. I have my material here. I have my home-built compass with 2 points and 2 holes. Remember, we're working things visually here, so we don't necessarily have to have a precise measurement, just keeping in mind that our finished product of our 3 forms coming together to create a single composition can't be bigger than 12 inches in any direction, height, width, or depth. I'll dance on moving fingers around, but you can see we have our circle and we also have a predefined center point. That center point is going to be key in just a moment. If you take several of these, work your way down the line, you know you're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 circles. I'm going to cut this one out just because I wasn't happy with the way I made a profile on one of my other circles. And remember, the material's free, hopefully. You didn't have to go out and buy a box. So if you mess up, that's fine, do it again. That's why we keep recyclable materials around. It's a fast way or a good learning tool to come up with a design or to work through a series of ideas quickly. A little bit left over. Okay. So you can see we have that predefined center point where we had the screw poking through before. I'll come back with a ruler, making sure that it passes through that center point. Now I'm going to take my knife, making sure my fingers are out of the way of the path. I'm going to cut it in half. Well, a sharper blade would be good, because it didn't quite make it all the way through. There. Change your blade often. That's another trick. You can see this one, it didn't quite make a straight line. It kind of curved off because I free-handed it. So I'm going to replace that one with this one. Okay. You'll also notice on 2 of the circles I have a notch cut out. That's because if I were to take several of these and try and put them together, they're just going to keep kind of fanning on me and moving around. So I'm going to take 2 of these that have a notch. The notch is the thickness of the material, so you can slide them together. Right? So that way we at least have 4 pieces cut down to only 2 pieces. And we're not trying to hold everything all at one time. Take some tape. Tape those together. I'm putting that just like that. Okay. So now we have those 4 together, and then I can come in and I can start adding these in between. Again, taking some more tape. This is where if you have hot glue, it helps, but it's not necessary. All we're doing is basically building ribs so that when we put our paper mache on the surface of this sphere, it'll have something to grab onto. If you have a lot of negative space, your paper's going to want to cave in and your form's not going to look so much like a sphere, more as a blob. Okay. And remember, our goal is hollow form. Looks heavy, but it's actually physically light. Okay, so we've got something going on right there if you can see all the different sides. Kind of stands up on its own. I'm going to try without those others, but you can add as many ribs as you want. One other thing that we can do is take some tape, not super thick, but about a third of the way down your circle, give it something for the paper to lay across. You don't want to go in and fill the space in between the ribs because again you're trying to build something that's hollow. Okay. I'm not using the full thickness of my tape because if I did, I'm not going to get a smooth curve. Come back over to the next one. Do that somewhere like right in there. Come over here. Okay, so you can see it's starting to have some type of a surface to it. Where in our next video where I show you how to do the paper mache, we can get it coming to look a little bit better than this one. A little bit better than the sphere up here. It just takes practice. And again, cardboard is hopefully a free material, so if you don't have it right the first time, do it again. It doesn't take that long to make, but practice can help you make a more perfect sphere, and also to visualize your forms quick and easily.